Hello, everybody. How's everyone doing today? This is Gia, and this is my Spirit Animal Oracle Card Series. Spirit Animal Oracle Card Series. So I do typically come on in the morning, my time, Eastern Standard Time, but my morning plans changed a little bit. I rearranged some things and tuned in to the card for today um, to see if it was aligned to come through later. So it was. So we did spend some time last week with Canary Spirit, and Antelope joined Canary Spirit a few days into that journey. So I will share some reflections on that in just a bit. But the next spirit animal oracle is Parrot Spirit. Parrot Spirit. And Parrot Spirit is reminding us to watch our words. Watch our words. Look how colorful. So, the primary, strongest impressions coming through with this message is watching our words not only with what we speak to others, like literally speak to others, but also how we speak about ourselves, right? How are we speaking about ourselves? This also speaks to inherent biases that we might not consciously be aware of, but that might have been part of our nurtured um, conditioning that can sometimes be projected onto others as well as internally for ourselves. And consider, Parrot Spirit wants us to consider, are we limiting our own potential, and are we limiting the potential of others by how we speak about others and about ourselves? Remember that words hold intention, words have an energy signature to them, a frequency to them, and they can impact what we manifest for ourselves. So, if we consider the law of attraction, if we are using words that sustain a certain vibrational frequency, then we're going to attract that same type of vibrational frequency to us. So, if we are constantly using words that are uplifting, supportive, encouraging, then that's the frequency we're going to be able to sustain. If we are using words that are discouraging or judgmental or hold um, frameworks or definitions that don't serve, those vibrational frequencies will be sustained with those words, and we will then be more likely to attract that kind of frequency into our energy field. So these are the messages that Parrot Spirit wants us to remember as we watch our words. So words are very powerful. Words and intentions are very powerful, and we can use them wisely with the wisdom, our internal expansive consciousness wisdom that we've been cultivating. So just trying to see if there's any other messages. It was pretty straightforward. Um, yeah, just the colors here representing different vibrational frequencies of words, intentions. And just underscoring that words do shape our lives. So, again, when we are speaking highly of ourselves, when we are speaking in reverence to ourselves, we help to sustain that higher vibrational frequency. Lower vibrational frequencies are not able to be sustained in higher vibrational frequencies. So those those prejudices, those inherent biases, those limiting belief systems, those limiting narratives and frameworks um, are not sustainable in higher vibrational frequencies. And the law of attraction does apply. So when we are in that higher vibrational frequency state of being, we will attract that to ourselves. When we are presenting and speaking and living and moving through our human experiences from that perspective of limitation, whether it's a projection on someone else or an internal projection on ourselves, we will attract that vibrational frequency. We will have a harder time moving out of that state of being. So, um, yeah, words are powerful. Intentions are powerful. Everything begins with intention. Everything begins with intention. And we can, as we move into this new year of year of the fire horse, we've shed the old skins of our year of the snake, um, stepping into those new definitions of ourselves that actually are more aligned with our true paths and purposes, being able to use our words intentionally, mindfully, compassionately, as we engage and interact with each other, and as we reflect and engage and interact with ourselves, we will be able to move into a more consistent, more persistent, elevated state of being, of reverence for ourselves and our communities, and just in the spirit of compassion and empathy and supporting one another on our journeys. So, yeah, watch our words. And it's not coming through as like a scolding kind of message, right? That's the other piece of this that's just now coming through. It's like, I think of my mom when she's disciplining me when I was a child. Watch your words, watch what you say. It really kind of is the same thing. However, it's not with that scolding kind of energy attached to it, right? It's more like, it's not like being stern about it and judging yourself when you may find that you've projected something unintentionally. It's about being aware, right? So having the awareness is such a huge part of being able to shift and change and reframe and make a different choice, right? So if we're not aware, how can we make a different choice? So just that awareness makes such a huge difference. So it's not in a stern way. It's not about um, recognizing when we've done it and then having negative judgment on ourselves about it. It's about recognizing, how we currently use our words and intentions and thoughts and how we project them or not. And are there opportunities to shift and adjust how we do that and the words we choose and how we speak to each other and how we speak to ourselves and how we define ourselves with our words and how we define others with our words, and to give ourselves grace and be patient when we recognize that there may be conditioned um, belief systems that we're still working on identifying and letting go of, and that's all a part of the journey. That's all a part of the process, and it's all beautiful, right? So these beautiful, beautiful colors of this parrot spirit reminding us to watch our words, and watch our words also when we, in exactly that regard, when we recognize that maybe there was an opportunity to say something different or do something different, um, not to use words that degrade ourselves or diminish ourselves, but to use uplifting words to help ourselves um, recognize, move through, learn from, get deeper understanding, and then make a different choice the next time. So, Parrot Spirit, watch our words. Watch your words. Yeah, the energy of words does take flight and move through the ethers like all other types of energy. So, thank you, Parrot Spirit, for this reminder. So, we will be gentle with ourselves as we bring our awareness to the words that we use relative to ourselves and others. So, Canary Spirit and Antelope Spirit, we spent a week with Canary Spirit, and a few days into that week, Antelope Spirit was the companion spirit animal to work with Canary. Canary was reminding us to sing our own song, and Antelope was reminding us that life is speeding up. Life is speeding up in the regard of our ability to decipher the downloads, the light codes, the higher consciousness wisdom, the expanded consciousness wisdom that we are incorporating in our lives as these beautiful souls having these human experiences. So, my reflections on that, like, this is, my spirit is really pushing me in the direction of some more internal shadow work relative to my personal interactions and relationships. So, not in terms of my life path and purpose and finding that mission and, you know, developing my spiritual practice and all that stuff. Yeah, it's a part of that. I'm getting a really good solid handle on that. What I'm finding is I'm being inspired to step out of my comfort zone relative to like personal things and my relationship to myself, learning more about myself in relationship to others, my personal interactions. So, singing my own song as the unique expression of myself um, in my personal interactions and not editing myself according to what I think someone else may be interpreting me as. You know, it's so interesting that in some regards I have a really solid vision and understanding of that, and it doesn't seem as challenging, but in some personal ways for me it seems very challenging. So singing my own song, remembering that I am perfect just as I am in all iterations, and when I am singing out loud my unique song, when I am grounded into that self that I am, those that want to, can, will harmonize with me, will make their way to me, and vice versa. So that's kind of how I'm looking at that reflection. So, yeah, I'd be happy to read any of your reflections as well with Canary Spirit and Antelope Spirit. So, for me, it is pushing those personal boundaries, personal relationships, and such. All right, so can Parrot Spirit watching our words. Let's see how long Parrot Spirit would like to spend with us. All right, Parrot Spirit. I'm going to All right, so definitely the trend is continuing with these spirit animals wanting to invite companions along the way. So, Parrot Spirit wants to spend the next couple of days with us, so today and tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Parrot wants to have a companion spirit animal come through, and then at that time, um, Parrot Spirit will decide how much longer the two of them are going to work together. So that's the answer coming through with that. So for the next couple of days, for today, Monday, February 16th, 2026, for today and tomorrow, let's welcome and invite Parrot Spirit to fly along with us and remind us to watch our words as we are in relation to ourselves and others around us, remembering that words, intention, carry energy and frequency that can impact what is manifest in our lives. So remembering that. And then on Wednesday, so Wednesday would be the 18th, yes? On Wednesday, February 18th, we'll pull a companion spirit animal for Parrot, and we'll see how much longer the two of them would like to spend with us. All right, thank you so much, everyone. Have a great day.